This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Welcome back. Second half of Program Password. It's myself and Nordo versus Lil B and John Krasinski. Brett Blakemore is hosting today. As always, you can watch the second half of Program Password at KFAN.com/watch. Brett, what's the score over there?
Team producers, Tenna and Nordo leading 37-31 over Lil B and Johnny.
We got a good one.
All right. It's a barn burn. Quite the comeback in the first half.
Pressure.
Let's play.
Pressure.
The iPad, I don't even see who has it over there, I believe.
I don't know whose turn it is. Is it mine?
Assuming you guys had it last and probably just didn't flip it over. It's probably
it's theirs, right? Because it was Feather was the last
passed
one.
on Feather.
Yep. Oh, okay.
It should be myself and Lil B.
Yep.
Got it.
Perfect. So iPad goes over there. The password is frog. The option is flipped. So, Lil B, you have the option. What would you like to do?
I'll go first.
All right. Lil B and Johnny for 10.
Toad.
Frog. Okay. All right.
Brett, you can expand your vocabulary.
This is
Frog and cheese.
See that?
Let's get crazy.
That's like the extender. Like that was a Scott Foster clue right there. Just to, come on.
right.
all those people accuse me of having the first word be a layup.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it. I'm just
I get
saying.
it. You want to go to a concert.
I need all the help I can get. Keep
Yeah.
them coming, Brett.
If I had done ribbit,
That would work too.
that would have been acceptable.
Great
Okay.
impression. Or you go, Bud, Wise,
The lead is
Aging myself there. Brett has no idea what that joke is.
I actually do, but
Okay.
I wasn't alive for it. 41-37 is the score. Lil B and Johnny now have the lead. The iPad flips over to Tenna and Johnny. The password is Baker. Okay. Option back to you, Tenna. What would you like to do?
We'll let John. I feel I do the same thing every time. We're going to let John go first.
Johnny and Lil B for 10.
Anita.
Bath.
Nordo and Tenna for 9.
Singer.
Franklin? What? Aretha?
Anita Franklin.
Anita Franklin.
Anita
Come
Bath.
on. Okay, this is
Johnny and Lil B for 8.
Anita Franklin.
Donut.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Tenna,
I feel real dumb right now.
Anita, donut.
Tenna and Nordo.
John, you and I are really good right now. Just for the record.
I feel like these are good.
Yeah.
Tenna and Nordo for 7.
Chef.
Baker.
Yes.
Anita Baker.
Anita Baker.
Yes.
Anita Baker.
Or Franklin. One of the two.
Anita Franklin.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
The lead flips again. It's now
Anita was brilliant.
That's I
Like,
for a first clue.
it was
I
a
didn't- I
great
didn't-
first clue because I was,
No, it's fine. It's fine. There's many I'm not going to get. So
Oh my goodness.
Hey, it's
What does Anita Baker sing?
I don't know, but I know the name.
well-known singer, right? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
still a barn burner.
I know the name. That's-
44-41. The producers now lead. The iPad goes back to Nordo and Lil B. The password is chart.
What's the score? I'm sorry.
44-41. The producers
Good
lead.
barn burner.
The option is yours, Lil B. What would you like to do?
Looks like this one's harder than Toad.
And the last one went to 7.
I'm going to try first.
All right, Lil B and Johnny for 10.
Graph.
Chart.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought Steffi.
Good.
The lead is flipped once again, 51-44. Lil B and Johnny now lead team producers. The iPad flips to Tenna and Johnny. The password is blimp. A big smile from Tenna B.
Finally, I get to go first.
Tenna has the option. He wants to go first. Tenna and Nordo for 10.
Goodyear?
Blimp.
Thank you.
There's nothing we can do with that one.
If you have layups, everyone, it's going to be a barn burner.
I love
and
it.
it is 54-51.
He's trying to get the game played faster.
Exactly. We got to get out of here.
What score? I'm sorry.
Team producers lead 54-51.
Okay.
The iPad goes over to Nordo and Lil B. The password is tree. The option goes over to you, Lil B. What'd you like to do?
I'll go first.
Yep. Go ahead.
Stump.
Tree.
Yeah, that's okay. That was the first one that I was like, oh boy, that was bad. That was the first one. Yes. The other one was like, I'll let it slide.
The amount of trees you could say, too.
I know. That was bad. I'm sorry. You know what? At least we're on the air and everything in the stream is working.
That's glass half full. That's just great.
Yeah. We'll see if this one's any better. iPad.
By the way, Swedberg and Abbott, I want to raise. I just want to let you know.
Lil B and Johnny, 61-54 lead. iPad goes over to Johnny and Tenna. The password is crayon. Tenna, you have the option. What would you like to do?
I was going to say something, but I don't know. It might be an illegal clue. So I'm still going to go with it.
Okay.
If we lose 10 points, we lose 10 points.
Okay.
Tenna and Nordo for 10.
Crayola?
Crayon.
Yeah, that's not illegal, right?
I mean,
That's
it's kind of part of the word. I don't know.
But it's a
brand
It's a
name.
brand.
That's
Yeah.
a brand.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
I didn't know if that was going to be...
fine, and also another layup.
I feel like I need to just rewrite my whole list at this point.
You should.
I think the person who made this list eats crayons on a daily basis.
Now I'm just second
This
guess.
is the Packer fan version of
Just keep going,
Proper
Brian.
Password.
Don't
get
second
it.
guess yourself. Just
We
keep
do
going.
just
Too late. It's
benefit
already over.
we are benefiting from this in some ways.
You know, it is a barn burner, 64-61. You keep trading 10.
It's worked. It's worked, Brett.
Hey, they wanted a close game. You got it. iPad flips over, I believe, to Lil B and Nordo. The password is milk.
We are now trailing 71-64. Judging by that reaction.
Lil B. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, I do.
Man, now I got to get it.
I had to write a montage. I had to make all that. I was busy this morning.
I don't want to hear it. Can we just go? Let's go.
Go ahead.
Skim.
Milk.
Is this the Fallness Must version?
I mean, I will take the points. I'd like to be clear.
Yeah.
The worst is, Nordo, we're going to go on a run of like 4 straight 10s and lose the game.
That's right. Yeah. Without getting an incorrect answer, we're just going to lose.
We're going to go 10s the rest of the way you lose.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I don't even... Ugh. All right. What's the score? 71-64.
I feel like this word's going to be like the hardest one ever. Watch.
It could be.
Onomatopoeia.
Calligraphy.
The iPad goes over to Tenna and Johnny. The password is bench. I might retire just from hosting, pal.
Oh, no, not
next
that.
time.
What's the score here, by the way?
It's 71-64. Lil B and Johnny can win. They're on a match point. Tenna, you have the option. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go second.
Wow.
Wow. So this is for the win, Johnny and Lil B.
Park.
Street.
Tenna and Nordo for 9.
Seating.
Back to, this is crazy. We got eights. Johnny and Lil B.
Uncharted territory.
Yeah, I know.
Sit.
Bench.
There we go.
I was going to say bench the first time, and I should have just done it. We would have won.
This is perfect. Now they're at 79. We have the option the rest of the way.
There
This
we go.
ball game's over, Nordo.
Yes, indeed.
I was hoping it was over. It was not, so we had to keep going. I suppose
Did you think I said seating? I thought maybe I didn't enunciate it, but did you think it was like a D instead of a T when I said that? When I said
I was
seating?
thinking seating, yes.
With the D? Or
I
the T?
heard that as
Okay.
well, yeah.
Should have said
I figured when I
bench.
said it.
But I could have also just used my brain and thought seating.
Well,
It's okay. We're fine.
that's all right.
Not a lot of brain usage going on today in this game. Let's go against Lil B. This is on match point. Lil B and Johnny lead 79-64. iPad goes over to Lil B and Nordo. The password is orange.
Well, I'm going to go first. I mean, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you had a quizzitive look, so I was hoping it'd be. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying this is going to be a dumb clue, but that's fine.
Nordo and Tenna for 10.
Syracuse.
Orange?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay. All right.
It gets to the point where they're so obvious, I'm questioning myself.
Yep.
Good clue.
One more here. Whoever gets this one is going to win, most likely.
Nor do I need to snap this losing streak.
Lil B and
Yeah,
Johnny
We need a
lead
layup right here.
I'm trying.
79-74. iPad goes over to Tenna and Johnny. Ugh, man, why did I write these? The password is jar. All right, my final time hosting password will end with Tenna, you doing what? You have the option.
We can go second.
Wow.
Johnny and Lil B for the win.
receptacle.
Trash.
Nordo and Tenna for the win.
Jelly.
Jar?
Yes.
Did we win? Yes. We won!
Still stuck at 98 over there, Lil B.
Oh my goodness, what'd you have? 79? All that work, all that effort that you put
Letting
into
them get to 79 was the best thing we could have done.
Wow.
Their options were done.
That was fun. Great game, guys.
Great game, guys.
Great game.
Jeez.
Tremendous game.
We'll play the advanced version again next Friday. Johnny, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate
thanks
it.
for having
We'll
me.
see you in another year or two back on the, on the show.
Yeah. I think so. 2027. I'm
Do
free.
you have any big stories coming up at the Athletic you want to talk about? Promote?
A lot of good Wolves coverage coming up next week. Some an Ant story. We got a few other things cooking, so watch it closely. But Alec is over in London with the Vikings right now. Russo and Joe Smith on the Wild. So yeah, we got everything covered right
Russo's
now.
joining me in about 15 minutes, so we'll talk Wild with him. And then Nordo, Vikings fan line Sunday.
Vikings fan line, around noonish, 12:30, me and Ron Johnson hopefully covering. It's a weird game, man. I think, this could be like the ugliest game we've seen in a couple of years. Or KO figures it out against this Browns team that gives the defense is crazy, but the offense, man. Let's go get Dylan Gabriel. We're going to celebrate a victory.
I hope so. And Lil B, you're going to just continue being a smoke show.
Thank
you, if people want to spend money at the fan, what should they do?
Email.
Contact you.
Yeah, they should talk to me.
Yeah, if they want to spend money.
Yeah, if you want to spend money, if you
On this
have
great
it,
program password
I
game
will
that we
help
just
you
saw.
spend it.
Yeah.
Lil B KFAN on Twitter.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to try to fit in. Are you smarter than a Packers fan? Call us right now.
I think
800.
we just found out. Yes, you are.
800-320-5326. 800-320-5326. If you can beat Brett Blakemore and Are You Smarter Than a Packers Fan, you'll get a chance to see the University of St. Thomas take on North Dakota on October 12th at Grand Casino Arena. We'll play that next right here on the Tennafitzgerald.
Corey's Home Services has your shot at 4 tickets to see Green Bay take on the Purple in early January, plus $500 in game day cash. Register for your chance to win today. KFAN.com/furnace to enter today. KFAN.com/furnace.
All right, it's time to play Are You Smarter Than a Packers Fan? We have 5 categories, 2 questions for each. You have to see if you're smarter than a Packers fan. If you are, you will win a pair of tickets to see the University of St. Thomas take on North Dakota on October 12th at Grand Casino Arena. Charlie, you're going to play Are You Smarter Than a Packers Fan today? How you doing, Charlie?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Just 1 second. I'm going to talk to Tom in West St. Paul quick. Hey, Tom, West St. Paul, how are you?
I'm great. How about you?
Good. You're not playing today, but if Brett Blakemore takes down Charlie in Prior Lake, he is playing for you. You will win those tickets. Understand?
Loud, clear.
All right, I'll put you back on hold. All right, so Charlie, here's how it works. We got 5 different categories: science, geography, history, math, general knowledge. You're each going to get one question each, and whoever gets the most questions is going to win this game. Are you ready to play, Charlie?
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to start with science. Charlie, do you want to do question 1 or question 2? I'll let you choose.
Let's go with question 1.
Question 1. All right, Charlie. What is the chemical symbol for gold? What is the chemical symbol for gold?
Chemical symbol for gold. I'll go with AU.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
Wow, I didn't
Nicely
think you were
done.
very confident. I thought you just took a shot in the dark at that, and then you nailed it. Nice job, Charlie. You are correct. All right, Brett. Charlie's got 1. You've got question number 2 here. Which human organ is primarily responsible for filtering blood? Which human organ is primarily responsible for filtering blood?
Filtering blood.
That's what I said, yes.
So the first thing was heart, but then you said filtering, not pumping. So I'm going to go, I think, is it kidney?
You are correct, sir. Yes.
That is correct. We got a tie, 1-1 between Charlie and our Packers fan. Brett, we're going to let you make the decision here.
Okay.
We're going to do geography. Would you like question 1 or question 2?
I'll go 2.
All right, Brett. Which 2 continents are entirely in the southern hemisphere? Which 2 continents are entirely in the southern hemisphere?
Well, Australia, and then technically Antarctica.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
You were sweating that one, weren't you?
A little bit.
All right, Packer fans got 2. Charlie, you're going to have the other geography question. What is the capital? What is the capital city of Canada?
Oof. I'll go with Montreal.
Oh, hold on. My button bar froze. There we go.
Is there steals involved?
There is steals involved. Brett will let you answer this
Thankfully, I am a hockey fan, and I know that Ottawa.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
one. All right, Charlie, you're down 3-1 after 4 questions. We have 6 more to go. Next up is history. Charlie, would you like question 1 or question 2 for history?
Let's go question 1 again.
All right, question 1. I was really hoping Brett was going to get this question. I was wondering if his age would throw him off here. The Cold War was mainly between the U.S. and which other country?
Russia.
We'll give it to you. The Soviet Union.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
All right, it's 3-2 in favor of Brett. Brett, you get the other history question. Who was the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean?
Have to imagine it was Amelia Earhart.
You are correct, sir.
I love how you're getting them right, but you also still are like questioning yourself on these.
Well, because I know her, but I know her from disappearing more than I know her from being the first. So I just educated guess.
All right, we have 4 more questions to go. Brett, you lead 4-2. Our next question is math. Would you like question 1 or question 2?
Spoiler, it doesn't matter which one it is. I'm getting it wrong. Let's go 1.
Question 1. What is the value of 7 squared plus 5 squared?
Yeah, no chance.
What is the value of 7 squared plus 5 squared?
Well, hang on. 7 squared. So 75 plus 25, if my math is correct. So 70. So that'd be 100. No. Oh, I told you I was getting it wrong.
I can't. Charlie, would you like to get the steal here? This is a big moment for you in this game. You got a chance to turn this game back around. You can steal. What is the value of 7 squared plus 5 squared?
74.
You are correct,
40.
sir. Yes.
Duh. I had my math.
Do you know how squared works?
I do. But here's the thing. I'll just ask Siri and it'll tell me.
7 squared is 49. 5 squared is 25. You add them together, that is 74.
Yeah.
Charlie, all of a sudden you have a chance to tie this thing. Here's your math question, Charlie. A shirt costs $40 and is on sale for 25% off. What is the sales price?
$30.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
Charlie knows his math.
You know what's sad is that maybe like the 5th most embarrassing thing I've done on this show today. So it's not even that big of a deal.
I don't even know what we do if there's a tiebreaker here, to be honest with you. So, Charlie, you've got 4. Brett's got 4. We are now into the general knowledge section. Charlie, would you like question 1 or question 2?
Question 1.
All right, Charlie. A heptagon has how many sides?
Heptagon.
A
6?
heptagon. You're going with 6?
Is it 6?
Brett, you can steal and take control of this game.
I don't know. I know it's not 5, 6, 7. Definitely not 8. The only thing is it could be like 9 or I'll go 9. Yeah, it's not deca. It's
7.
octa.
Heptagon is 7.
Oh, all right. Well, I comfortably stated it wasn't 7. There it is.
So we're on Brett here, right?
Yes.
All right, so Brett, here's what we're going to do. Well, no, we'll give Charlie a chance to steal. So it's 4-4. Whoever gets this question right, Brett, you're going to get the first kick of the can here.
Okay.
Is the victor. All right. Brett, what planet has the most moons?
Ooh.
What planet has the most moons?
It would be very Packers-like to tie this game.
It would.
I'm going to go with Saturn.
Your money?
Oh.
You know what else? You're a big winner tonight. I want to leave. You're a big
The
winner.
Packer fan has won.
Yes.
Saturn is the correct answer. Charlie, unfortunately, you lost to a Packer fan. You should spend the rest of your weekend in shame.
I'm embarrassed.
Sorry, Charlie. Tom in West St. Paul, a Packer fan, has won it for you. You are going to head to Grand Casino Arena on October 12th to see the Tommies destroy the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. My buddy is coming with me.
Let's go. All right, I'll put you on hold, Tom. Brett will take your information. We're going to talk with Michael Russo of The Athletic about the Minnesota Wild next, right here on the Fitz. All right, welcome back. Final segment of the Tennafitzgerald. Don't worry, the common man will be back on Monday. Now, pleased to be joined by Minnesota Wild beat writer for The Athletic. That would be Michael Russo. Hello, Michael. How are you?
What up? How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, I think the Kaprizov contract negotiations have taken a lot of the headlines. There's kind of a contract situation that really has gotten not a lot of attention, and I think it's kind of interesting, and that would be the Philip Gustafson situation, right? Because he's in the same boat Kaprizov is, where he's a free agent at the end of the year. I kind of find it interesting on both sides of this, Michael, because on one hand, like, he's been a pretty good goalie in 2 of the 3 years. He's still young, right? Like, typically you want to lock up a young goalie who's been playing that well. On the other hand, his backup was kind of thought to be the goalie of the future, coming off a bad year in Iowa. But I don't know, maybe with this one, you want to go into the season a little bit and see what you got out of him before committing full term to Gus. Where are we at with the Gus Bus contract negotiations?
Where we're at is it hasn't started yet. I envision that will be next, and probably pretty soon. You know, they want to get it done. You know, and it's sort of similar, obviously, as you kind of alluded. I mean, it's not Kirill Kaprizov, but it's sort of similar in the fact of what's the alternative if you don't get them done. If you look at the Group 3 free agents next summer, it is absolutely barren. You know, other than Stuart Skinner, who might be re-signed by Edmonton, there's really nobody out there. There's no true number ones out there if they don't get Gustafson done. So you know, kind of similar to Kaprizov, he's got the hammer, especially in light of the fact that goalie contracts right now are just absolutely through the roof. I mean, it is between essentially $6 to $8 million. The second that Spencer Knight got 5.8 from Chicago, you knew that we're talking 6.5, 7, even more for Gustafson. So I think they're going to have to get it done. Look, if Volstead has a great year, it's not illegal to have two really good goalies, have assets that way. Maybe eventually you move them, but at a minimum, that you have Volstead here signed for $2.2 million the next couple of years. So if you have a couple goalies making, less than $9 million, that's not the worst thing in the world in a rising cap world. So I think that they're going to try, regardless of whether, they know or don't know enough about Volstead yet. I think they're going to try to still be motivated to get Gustafsson done, but his agent's got the hammer right now, and the Wild, I think, probably know that.
What have you seen from Volstead so far? Because like I mentioned, at one point he was thought to be the top goalie prospect in all of the National Hockey League. Bad year last year in Iowa. I'm assuming he's pretty motivated coming into the season. What have you seen from him so far in training camp and in the preseason games?
I think he's looked good. I mean, he played 2 games against Winnipeg, and both games he gave up a couple early goals. The goals, especially in the second game, weren't great goals. But yet, the one thing he has done that is much, much better than we saw in Iowa is that he settles in. He doesn't let it crater the rest of his game. And in both games, he was lights out the rest of the way, especially in the second game against Winnipeg, where, they didn't bring Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor down here, but they had the rest of their NHL lineup for the most part. And he shut it down. He made 9 saves on the penalty kill. On a 4-for-4 penalty kill. Before Marcus Foligno's game-winning goal, he made 2 great saves on that power play by the Jets. So, I think he's earned the spot. Cal Peterson's looked really good in camp as well. But Cal is almost certainly going to be put on waivers here in the next couple days, provided there's no injuries tonight in Chicago. And, and they'll start with Volstead and Gustafsson. But I like so far what I've seen from Wally. He seems to, have a really good attitude. He seems to realize that he's not making excuses for the way that last year went. He's putting it behind him. He came into camp in outstanding shape, just like Gustafsson. And I think that they could be a really good tandem as long as Wally continues to look like we've seen in the preseason. And frankly, Gus looks better than we've seen in the preseason, and he'll get a big test tonight in Chicago.
All right, one final goalie question. What kind of an impact does the lack of Marc-Andre Fleury now have in that locker room? Do you think anything changes with not having a guy like that who keeps the room light, has won some Stanley Cups? And then follow-up question, I saw a national writer write that he thinks that once we get into January and February, he thinks teams are going to be calling for Marc-Andre Fleury to try to convince him to come back and help him with a playoff run. So if you could address both sides of that Marc-Andre Fleury question, I'd appreciate it.
Well, the latter, that is something that I've been alluding to for a while. I actually think that, look, he had 5 offers on July 1. I think he even had an offer earlier in training camp. Yep.
Wow.
Of people trying to get him out of retirement. So I do think that 2 people are going to lure him. I think his agent would take calls, and then we'll see where it goes. So one thing I'll say about Marc-Andre is I don't think he's going to want to leave his family. So frankly, the only real team that I see that would have an opportunity to maybe sign him is Minnesota.
Wow.
I just don't see that he would want to leave here for 3 or 4 or 5 months. And again, the goal would be to go to June. So 6 months if all of a sudden teams started calling him, in the second part of the calendar. So, my gut says that the only way that he would come back was if it was here, and I just don't think that he's going to want to. The one thing is he keeps himself in unbelievable shape. He really probably would only need a couple weeks to get into game shape, game ready. So the only way it would happen is if the Wild really had injuries or poor performance by one of their 2 goaltenders. So, I think still it's probably a long shot. But look, to answer your first question, he might not be in the locker room every second, but he is around every day. He's come to every single day of training camp so far, other than the 2 days that he was in Pittsburgh for the big reunion there. He is going on the ice almost every morning with the injured guys to take shots from them. So he's still around. He's still playing pranks and all that stuff. So his aura is going to be here for a while. As I mentioned when he first got here, he was building his dream home. Retirement home in Vegas. And before it was even done, he sold it, and now he's staying here full time. Wow. His kids are here in school, all that stuff. So, he's a Minnesotan now, and he'll be around this organization for a long, long time.
Those hockey players love to raise their kids here in Minnesota. You ever notice that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, what wouldn't you like about it? You got John Krasinski here. You got the accent. All of us transplants love Minnie.
Yes. I want to ask you about Vladimir Tarasenko, right? I think there was a lot of questions about him when the Wild made the trade with the trade. Now that you've seen him in a Wild uniform in training camp and a couple preseason games, what is your expectation for Tarasenko this season?
I think that my expectation is for him to get 25 goals or so. Whether he does that will depend on a lot of things. One, can they find a winger that really helps produce on the other side? To this point, we haven't seen it. I think Urov is getting another look there tonight in Chicago. Ogren had a look earlier in camp. The two of them have produced in practice, but we haven't seen it in games yet. But Tarasenko in his first two preseason games was not very good at all. And so, and I don't really remember any scoring chances. I think that if he wants to resurrect himself and get a contract past the season, he's going to need to play much, much better than he has so far. But the one thing I'll say is that for the most part, veterans don't love playing in the preseason. So I don't think that that's really indicative yet of what we're going to see. And so I still, from what I've seen so far, and actually at 11 a.m. as opposed to 7 p.m., I really like what I see from him so far. He's coming in great shape. He's coming with a great attitude. He's, really embraced being a mentor to guys like Urov. So I really do like what I've seen from him before the games. Now it's a matter of getting him into the games. And we'll see. His first game with the Minnesota Wild is going to be in St. Louis. He's going to be extremely motivated to play that game. So I still believe that for a guy that's motivated to get a contract pass this year, that we're going to see the best of him this year.
All right, I want you to give me a percent chance that Urov is on the opening night roster and a percent chance that Ogren is on the opening night roster.
I think it's 100 and 100.
Oh, really?
Barring injury tonight in Chicago. I think both guys make it.
By the way, you can't say I think it's 100. If it's 100, then you know. Yeah, okay. Thank you. All right,
I think they're both on the team. That's the expectation from inside the Wild. Look, Tyler Pitlick at some point here in the next couple of days. Again, everything's barring injury tonight, right? He's going to be put on waivers. I think the bigger, most interesting question is Hunter Haight versus Vinny Hennistrozza. I think that Urov is on this team. The second they got rid of Brett Leeson on the PTO, who did nothing in camp, you just knew that Ogren and Urov were going to make it. And now the question is, what do they decide as a 13th forward? Do they want the young kid, but maybe not playing? Or do you want just the veteran, not slide him through waivers, maybe start Hunter in the minors and kind of slow play that? Hunter has looked great in camp. Vinny started off really good. I think he's tailed off a little bit. So we'll see. To me, that's the bigger thing. Then tonight, today they grabbed Damon Hunt off waivers. They let Jack Johnson on the PTO go. And what that tells me is they know that Jonas Brodin probably is not going to start the season healthy. And then it's just a matter of, okay, you have Hunt as insurance if Juracek and Boyan both make it, assumingly. And then once Brodin's back, what do they do with Hunt? Do they keep 8 defensemen, or do they try to put, do they put Juracek down in the minors, or do they put Hunt back on waivers and then give Columbus a chance to take him back? And then if Columbus takes him back and nobody else puts in a waiver claim, they could actually put him right to the minors. They'd be the only team that would be allowed that. So, Damon Hunt's got claimed today. It doesn't mean that he's going to be here forever. Let's put it that way.
I do find it funny, though, that a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, there were some people that were upset about Damon Hunt being included in that Juracek trade, and now he's technically back on the roster here less than a year later.
And you know what? I mean, he's a good player. He had a really good camp. I talked to them the last couple of days, actually, because I kind of saw this coming. He had a really good camp in Columbus, but they had, same problem here is that he had 7 one-way contracts in front of him, and they didn't want to keep 8D, so they tried to slide him through waivers, and obviously it didn't work.
Back to Urov specifically, right? He was kind of the little bit of the mystery. We've seen a little bit of Ogren. He was in Iowa last year. Urov playing in Russia, it seems like sometimes we don't have access to being able to watch them at all and don't have as much contact with them. So from what little you've seen here of Urov, and you said he's a 100% chance of making the roster, what have you liked and disliked about his game thus far?
There's very little to dislike. The one thing I will say is that he's just gotten progressively better throughout camp. Even the areas that they really were a little concerned about were puck battles in the corners, things that maybe he didn't have to do a lot of in the KHL. He's just slowly worked on that. And the other night in his last game against Winnipeg, I thought that he was coming away with pucks, not getting knocked off pucks, all that stuff. It's going to be a work in progress for a 21-year-old that's never played North American pro hockey. He has not produced yet. But the one thing about him is defensively, he is trustworthy. We saw him out there on the 5-on-6 the other night. He doesn't cheat the game at all. So he looks to me like he's going to be a really solid two-way forward in the NHL, maybe a middle six guy. I don't think he's got that. So far, I haven't seen the flashes that make him look like he's going to be a true top liner. But I really like what I see. And again, he's 21. I think the production will come with time. You know, people always forget Mikko Koivu, his first year, played on the fourth line, scored 5 goals, didn't have a goal from like December 15th until like the last game of the season, his rookie year. He's playing with guys like Derek Bugard and Kyle Wanvig his first year. So we
were ready to send Joel Eriksson out.
Well, and exactly. There's a good example. So it doesn't come right away. And Nico is a great example because he's the all-time leading scorer in Wild history. And, here's a guy that scored, minuscule points his first year, and he was 2-3 years older than Danil Yurov is. So I think the production will come, but he doesn't hurt you. The one player that I'd love to see more of is Liam Ogren. He's got this NHL shot, but we just haven't seen him finish so far in camp. The other night I believe it was the Winnipeg game, or it was the game before that. He had 3 grade A chances on the power play, wasn't able to finish. You just want to see him at some point start producing. Again, he's also only 21 years old. But, this is somebody that's played North American pro hockey, had looked to me in Iowa last year, really took a step from a point production standpoint. So far, we haven't seen that yet in the preseason.
A couple more questions from Michael Russo of the Athletic. The Wild take on the Blackhawks tonight in Chicago for their final preseason game. Michael, will this be the year that we finally have a competent penalty kill?
I'm doing a big story on Brock Faber for Monday's Athletic, and we talk a lot about the penalty kill in there. I think that's the hope. I think it's really cool that Matt Boldy. You remember Matt Boldy, 2 or 3 days into camp last year, the goal was for him to be on the penalty kill all year long, but he broke his foot, didn't play another minute in the rest of the preseason. And so because of that, they essentially didn't put him on the PK because even though he was in the meetings, he got no reps and things like that. And we really didn't see it until after the trade deadline. And he was outstanding. He's looked incredible on the penalty kill so far throughout camp. They're adding guys like Yurov on the penalty kill. Rossi's been great on the penalty kill. So I think that is the hope now, is that we're going to start to see a much, much better penalty kill. They've changed some of their tactics, but it's got to be much, much better. It's amazing that they made the playoffs last year with a penalty kill as god-awful as it was. And it was actually essentially worse than it was 2 years ago. And remember, the whole point of training camp last year, the theme of training camp was to fix the PK, and it just never came into fruition. So, they got off to a great start last year in spite of it. And I think the goal is obviously to fix that, and maybe, having threats like Boldy out there could help that.
Last year there was a stretch where I think Wild fans were probably ready to move on from Ryan Hartman, and maybe members of the front office were as well, when, just kind of dumb penalties in inopportune times. He's suspended, not available for games. And then he comes out and was one of your best players in the playoffs, and a main reason Marco Rossi was sent down to the fourth line. Do you think, from what you've seen of Hartman so far, has the light bulb come on? Or can this playoff performance carry over moving forward, or do you still have worries about him and his consistency moving forward?
Well, I think it's two different questions. One, the discipline, and two, the light bulb and him reverting to the way he was 3 or 4 years ago, when he scored 34 goals. The one thing about Ryan is that you never, it's kind of similar to Matt Cook. I'm never going to just say the light bulbs come on from a discipline standpoint, and he's just not going to do something stupid on the ice. I mean, last year he knows what his history is, and last year he still was boiled over and almost got a 10-game suspension. It was lowered to 8 after a grievance was filed, or an appeal was filed. But as to your point, at that point, management wanted to shoot him to the sun. and it looked like aforementioned, like it was guaranteed that they were going to get rid of him. And then he was just unbelievable in the playoffs, and that changed absolutely everything in terms of the narrative. So in terms of the discipline, he's always going to play the game on an edge. So he's always at a risk of probably crossing the line. I think that he knows that he's got to tone that down because he is a marked man by the Department of Player Safety. In terms of the way that he played in the playoffs, that is what he is supposed to look like. That's why he's earned such a long tenure here in Minnesota, because that's really the real Ryan Hartman. And so if he could center this third line like he has so far in camp, where I think he's looked outstanding, I think that he is going to really add a lot to this team. He's also somebody that we have seen is able to move up if there's a chance that maybe Eck needs to get off that second line or the first line, or we'll see. So he's coming in great shape, Tenna, and I just think that he's going to really have a good season.
Thank you, Michael. Look forward to reading all your stuff at The Athletic all season long. We appreciate it.
Yep. See you, Brandon.
All right, Michael Russo of The Athletic. Wild take on the Chicago Blackhawks final preseason game tonight before they begin the regular season next Thursday. Thanks to Brett Blakemore, Pete Bursich, Lil B, John Krasinski, Nordo, and Michael Russo. And thank you for listening. It's been a good day.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.